to kick off.
One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And they are not going to let him turn the corner. Some serious pressure right out of the gate. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. Fielded just inside the 20. When it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10.
On stand this side, show you and I vibe to the blue. Like Tupac, I see the bunch of mean guys in the band and a tie. Going on the west side, give a side eyes. Ain't nobody that I really recognize. Ain't surprised to ride the killer vibe.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start on the ground with Benson. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Now he's free at the 35. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. 51 yards for him already. An excellent drive to kick off this divisional round matchup. That might be an understatement.
To throw is Murray. And he fires one incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here's Murray. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long.
Another to the right side and incomplete.
Tight defense there on third down, but what a product of good coaching and even better execution because he realized he's in field goal range, no sense forcing anything, and he made sure he didn't.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell us end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Now increase here as he's past the 30. Now they nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they got strung together a nice drive and helped themselves out.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A gain of 5. And the Vikings first down.
Here's McCarthy. He finds Bateman over the middle. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And this will be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice scan from this defense now after getting worked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
To the air with McCarthy.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. 39 yards.
And the Vikings are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first quarter lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT. Right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. That's taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. To throw, it's Murray. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 64 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
And he'll go down at the 28. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
The Cardinal passing game dialed in now. First down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Here's a quick throw to McBride.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
Trey McBride
From 10 yards out.
And the Cardinals have retaken the lead. Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead is now 10-7.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time out, looking to repeat that, Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
McCarthy off the play fake. Now he'll tuck this and run.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be second down.
Throwing is McCarthy. This will go to Henry out wide.
And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
In motion goes the tight end.
To the air again, McCarthy.
And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Now McCarthy. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
A 9-yard gain on the play.
And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on fourth. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. A big one coming in this divisional round playoff, 3rd and goal. And now they'll shift things around. Third and goal, McCarthy. They set up the screen for Henry. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7.
5-yard loss.
So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And his kick is indeed good, and that will knot us up at 10. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so good throwing the ball.
Yeah, why?
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
2nd and 5. Kyler going to give this to Benson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
3rd down and 6.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Here's 3rd and 6. Throwing now is Murray. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Yeah, he was looking for the checkout bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple.
Back to throw. McCarthy. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And Hockenson going to have the Vikings first down as he'll be brought down at the 38-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's a gain of 31 with right around 1 minute to go in the quarter.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Now 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson.
The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
First down. A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Vikings first down.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before break.
McCarthy. This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway, but the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's 3rd down.
And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half.
Vikings 13, Cardinals 10. Will Reichard, the kickoff.
A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
Murray now.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And he goes out right around the 39. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise him with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a first down. Gotta love that efficiency.
On first down, it's Benson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Murray now to throw.
Ill-advised throw down, it's intercepted.
And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
First down 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff to Henry. Touchdown, Vikings! Derrick Henry, 32 yards.
And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
It's the third quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard. And while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Going up top. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A big play there. 63 yards. And the Cards have cut it back within a score.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead is down to a field goal.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the third quarter of this divisional round matchup.
Back to throw. McCarthy. And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And, yep, indeed, the flag is out. So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call. Operating from the gun. McCarthy. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
A little jet sweep to start the drive.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. The tackle goes to Harrison Smith.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. A give up the middle with Benson.
And Hart Running's going to get it over the 40 to the 42.
73 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Now Murray. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona first.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Here's Murray. To the right side and intercepted. And the Vikings are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try to think.
It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for Minnesota. 55 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's first and 10 just outside the red zone. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Got a man and he hits it in stride. They'll get to him just inside the 15-yard line. And even after that fancy footwork we saw, a good job defensively to recover.
Second and 3 at the 14-yard line.
Operating from the gun, McCarthy. On the RPO, he'll keep. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. And a play like that, with how far he had to go to make that sack, shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic, this is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about him never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Derrick Henry. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Vikings will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Extra point splits the uprights. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great effort there. 76 yards. And the Cardinals are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Operating from the gun, McCarthy. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
To throw is Murray. Over the middle, complete. That's Benson. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Murray going to throw. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Trying to glide. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Cardinals have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Extra point by York is up and good.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the fourth quarter, the divisional round. And they need to come up with something as they get this drive started.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Here's McCarthy.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far and brings up 3rd down.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you've got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the fourth.
Addison hauls it in.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Second down and 6 now. To the air with McCarthy. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hawkinson. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. A quick hitter complete. It's Henry. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam coming out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
McCarthy going to sneak it.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage.
For the lead, here's 3rd and goal. McCarthy going to sneak it. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it.
Well, that play seemed well scouted defensively. They collapsed everything inside. Nowhere to go in the quarterback sneak. Now it's going to bring up 4th down.
Here we go. The noise deafening. 4th and goal. They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. He'll try to do it himself. There's Addison. Touchdown, Vikings. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Vikings answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings moving away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Murray. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10.
Now that is the 2-minute drill at its very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. They run over center with Benson.
And a short pickup there, then about the 9.
They picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, you should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Another run here with Benson.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Murray to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And the Cardinals going to call another timeout, their 2nd. As the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
At their own 20-yard line.
This is 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry.
Oh, but a great tackle there. Going to hold it to no gain as the clock runs.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw McCarthy. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
It's been a nice day for him as a passer and as a runner. One of the few mistakes he's made in this ball game. The wrong choice on that one. That one goes incomplete.
3rd down from the gun, McCarthy. He'll try and do this himself.
Got his man, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing is McCarthy.
And his throw here is incomplete. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
Cade York to kick off.
Well, what a game this has been, and now overtime will decide who goes on to play in the NFC Championship.
Yeah, that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, CD certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it. After the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs, Patrick Mahomes and KC, they score first. Game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football, and people hated that. Now the game reaches OT. Every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end zone and score, and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible to try and win a game in OT in the playoffs.
A 3 and out could really hurt here in this opening drive of overtime. Big 3rd down coming. McCarthy operating from the gun.
Oh, and it's intercepted. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
That is just a gigantic interception here in overtime in this playoff game. And now, Charles, all they need is 3 to win it.
That's exactly right, because now one possession, one field goal gets it done. They force a lot of big turnovers in the regular season, Brandon, but none come bigger than that one right there. Here in the playoffs, they've got a chance to put this one away.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Running out of the gun here with Benson.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
So the next score wins here in the playoffs, and we will go as long as need be as they work here on 2nd down.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
Well, the entire game coming down to this kick from Cade York.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Benson. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. And another timeout called by the Vikings now. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This would put them in the NFC title game. And he got it. The kick is good. He splits the uprights. And in doing so, he sends them to the NFC title game.
And the Cardinals season will continue as we say thanks for watching and so long.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Cardinals as we say so long from Glendale.